So we have made some serious updates to our client portal since the last video. And I just want to say off the top that thank you guys so much for the support on the last client portal video that we put out, because it was on my other channel, my Find a Tech channel. Then I moved it to this channel, and it's just gotten a ton of love, a ton of support, a ton of watches. I've gotten a lot of people that have asked me about it. So I want to make an update to that video. My name is Mark Joe Szymanski. I own an agency called Find a Tech. I also, on this channel and my markjoeszymanski.com website, try to share everything that I'm learning from a website development perspective, WordPress, business, agency growth, everything like that. Ton of free resources. Make sure you subscribe, check it all out. I'd love to have you here in this community that we're trying to build here. So the purpose of this video is a couple things. One, I want to keep it as short as possible, but it's probably not going to be that short because I'm a rambler. I want to make sure that we talk about what we kind of did in that last video versus what we kind of have done now with the new client portal setup, because it's changed heavily. I have a lot of people, like I said, asking about templates and things like that, and unfortunately, somewhat fortunately, it's gotten a lot better. So if you haven't seen that video, I will put a card somewhere, here, or a link in the description if you want to check it out. But this was that video that I filmed probably, honestly, like 3 years ago at this point. It's the date that it's published on this channel doesn't reflect when it was actually filmed. And since then, I've changed my stack heavily. And if you stick around in the channel, more content is coming because I'm changing my stack again. I'm just some foreshadowing. But back when I did this, I was using Elementor Pro. I was using Ellie Custom Skin, Ultimate Member, ACF, and a lot of that stuff I'm not using anymore. I pretty much changed my stack within the last 2 years to Elementor Pro and JetEngine, the whole Crock-a-Block suite. I have an LTD on that, and it's really changed the way that I build websites vastly for the better. And within that time, I refactored the client portal for our agency, and I just super happy with where it's at. So there's going to be timestamps. I'll try to put everything down below. I just want to go through this, everything as fast as possible, just to give you guys an idea of, one, of the update, two, really what's possible with these tools. I will say, though, this is not going to be a full technical deep dive. What I want from you is that if you see anything that is super interesting to you, please comment down below and tell me what to cover, and I will rebuild it, and I will show you exactly how I did it. But in this video, I'm just going to kind of give you an overview of how what you see on the screen has changed to what you see now moving forward here on the client portal. So without further ado, let's just try to dive right into it. The very first thing here is that obviously the UI just of the home screen has changed. It was a little different, just the styling and everything like that. But the main reason that I changed this is because I was refactoring it, and I did a couple things specific to this. One, that form that you see there is actually no longer I believe I was using the Ultimate Member form, like the short code for that. No longer using that. Ultimate Member is completely out of the site. I replaced it with Jet Form Builder, which comes with the Crock-a-Block suite. Very, very love the form builder. It's great. The pro version, you can do so much stuff with it. All different action items. The way you can build the forms is way better than like a built-in Elementor form builder. Just a lot of things to say about that. And so that's what the form is powered on there, and like the password reset and all of that. The other thing is powering kind of like the restriction of the content is called content control. Just go check it out. I have a video on that as well on the channel here if you want to go check that out. But really lightweight plugin, free in the repository, and it gives you just that option to lock down basically every page of your site other than create account, log in, whatever, and only let logged in users access the content inside. And I didn't need any more than that. I didn't need a full membership plugin because that's not the way that this operates. I mean, my clients log in, they have an account, they can have an account in perpetuity. The way that I use it, and I would just throw this tip in there for you, is if you are billing clients, make sure that you have some sort of way to automatically recurringly bill them with a card on file. There's a million ways to do that. You could try QuickBooks. I know you have to do like an authorization form. As a quick aside, that's why I didn't do QuickBooks when I did this, because I didn't want to have to like authorize them. I just wanted it to be like Netflix. It's like you have a place, you put your card in, you say, I'm starting the subscription. It's every month. We're going to charge that card the same time. And then if you ever want to cancel, then you could just go in there and cancel, and we'll turn off your stuff. Basically, it's kind of the way that it works. So obviously it never really works like that because they're always going to reach out to you and cancel. But the point is that I wanted it to be as automated as possible in that regard. So that's why we set it up like this. That's the main reason we started building all this. once we log in here, I'll tell you straight up that I took a lot of design inspiration from actually Affiliate WP's backend dashboard here. It looked a little different, like you saw with those boxes and the side menu, the nav menu on the side. Switched it up, put the header at the top there, and the navigation kind of aligned to the bottom here. Different boxes, so like you are looking at my user, but ultimately this would be like a client user could kind of see the same thing. So their name populates, their email populates. They can click this little button here and they go over to the account and they can change their account information. If they have websites, this is all dynamic, all dynamically done with JetEngine, custom query builder, listing items, listing grids. This is like a listing grid here. And if my clients had more than one website, it would list more than one website. If they had none, it would say you don't have any websites yet. You're able to kind of go here. You're able to see the websites that you have. So again, you're your client, right? Look at this from your client perspective. They can kind of get an idea of their information. This is a really nice little thing that I try to build out with Affiliate WP in mind to get my clients to sign up as affiliates. And then, all of that would be also taken care of. I'm not going to dive into that heavily, but if you look into Affiliate WP, you could, and you're running something like this all on WordPress, you could make it so automated that when, like, you could say client A refers client B, C, D, whatever, client A could get commission automatically for all of those different referrals. There's a lot of different settings. Look into Affiliate WP. I'm not making a full video right now. If you want to, let me know. But yeah, so like you could apply for that. Down here, there was just some articles like for the help section. We'll go through some more of that in detail. But yeah, so that's kind of like what they're greeted with there. And again, what you're seeing here is not anything super groundbreaking. It's literally Elementor and JetEngine. This is like a listing grid with these are listing items. It's just, if you're familiar with the Elementor stuff, then that would be like a like a loop grid, I guess, and like a loop item. And those just go to those posts, right? And then there's a search, which is Jet Search, which I really like. It's got the Ajax feature in and everything. Just pretty solid. So let's keep on going here. So websites. I need to take actually a quick step back here and show you that the dashboard. So the thing about the dashboard here, just, like kind of on the left-hand side here, if we're looking at this, you can, as I mentioned before, I was using custom post type UI on the last build and ACF, right? Because that was even before ACF had post types in it. So I was using those, and one cool thing that I like about JetEngine is how does all that built in? Like if you just look at this menu right here, you can see that listings are like listing items. So those are like your actual cards that you would build, or anything that is like the repeatable thing, right? So like post 1, 2, 3, like that is what their name is called for that. Post types are what you think they are, custom post types with the meta fields and everything like that in there. Meta boxes, I've truthfully never used because I've never had a use for them. Taxonomies, you build your taxonomies right in there. You apply them to the post types. Relations, you build the relations in there, and you can relate post types, which we're going to talk about heavily here in a second. Options pages are amazing if you've never heard of them. They're just like, a page that you can put just in your sidebar there, and you can like little one-off settings, whether it's like social media links or phone numbers, or I've used them for even like logos and different media if you want to just switch stuff out really quickly. Query builder is the thing that really ties it all together, because there's probably like 20 queries in here of like different things. Like, okay, that first part when we were talking about the websites on the little block there is up at the front here. You need to say like, query websites, query for the specific user. I'll talk about this because it's all in relations. And then it just ends up showing only the data that is like associated with what you want, right? And there's ways to filter and all that sort of stuff, right? So, and then the last piece here, just if we're going to finish this, is the tables builder, which we'll talk about here when we get to the project management system that I built in here as well. So the one thing that I like, it's a small feature, but I don't know if other ones have it, is JetEngine has like a section now that is specific to the post types. Instead of them being like littered in up here, these are like the custom post types that JetEngine built, and they're all like segmented out. I think this sidebar looks really great because they do it like that. So that's that. All right, so let's quickly look at these post types, and then I will go through each section of the website to kind of explain to you how I have this laid out and what you could possibly do for yours. So the post types are projects, agreements, policies, articles, and websites. Now, some of those, specifically like projects, websites, and then also users ultimately, and orders, because WooCommerce is in this, right? we have a lot of different like post types or just like content types there that are related. So the way that I structured this in my mind is that I'm going to have a client. That client is going to have a user account. Okay, simple enough. So they have a user account. Well, then the client is going to have this portal. All right. Well, why do we have this portal? Well, there's going to be a product that says like, let's keep it simple. There's going to be multiple types of products, but there'll be maybe a product that says like, hey, this is how much to develop your website, $10,000 for that product. And then there's going to be like $250 a month for the website care plan. So they're going to have those two products. Well, those two products should probably be related to the user. They don't have to be, because ultimately that user is going to buy that. So you don't need to create a relation there. But my point is, I'm just trying to give you an idea. So that user has products that are going to be kind of like they're going to buy, right? So they're going to have orders related to them. That's all through WooCommerce. They're going to have subscriptions ultimately, right? That's our key here, right? So they're going to have subscriptions. Okay, well, we had all that settled in the last one. That's pretty straightforward. Well, I think we even had websites in the last one, but the point is that next thing that you do is you go to, okay, well, we build websites, right? Our clients are people. They have users. That's like they're a user. But really, I make this distinction in my mind. My client is a person, yes, but we actually our main like client object, if you will, is actually a website. We don't work on like other random things. Everything we do is in relation to a website. Now, there's an interesting point here to make sure that you think about, though. Can your clients have multiple websites? Well, yes. So then your client isn't necessarily just like a website per se or a domain name, but it's just something to think about. Okay. So we get to this point, we're like, all right, well, let's make a website custom post type. Okay, cool. So I'll show you the website custom post type. I'll show you what we got in there. But just so you kind of understand again the relations, websites are related to users. So, and a user can have multiple websites. So I have clients that have one user login and they can have multiple websites associated with that. Just to see everything in one place, it's a little simpler like that. You do whatever you want. Okay, cool. And then more of a newer development is I also wanted to have projects in there. The reason I wanted to have projects is not because I really wanted to have project management in this portal, but more so because I wanted the clients to be able to see or just have like a paper trail in the portal, all in one place, not somewhere else, where they can say, okay, random, 2 months after like the development and everything like that, they come to us and they say, hey, we want to add a new page. Okay, cool. So it'll be, $500, whatever. And I can create the project in here. I can associate the project with the website, and ultimately that's associated with them, as I'll show you. And now that has created this web of relations where the user is connected to the websites are connected to the projects, and then we're able to query and display this stuff all in a way that makes sense. And like I said, it'll make more sense when I show you here in a second. So that's my trying to explain kind of the way that I structured this data on this website, just according to our needs. Yours may be different, but what that affords you, okay, is you can create a page like this, where imagine, again, I just used us as an example here, right? Find a tech, like our thing. But imagine your client logs in and change findatech.com out for your client, your client's website.com. They can come in here and they can see whatever you want. But the way that we have it set up is that it has their logo, it has their thing, it has their domain name. If they had multiple websites, the query is set up to show all of the websites that are associated with them. So there'd be multiple, but in this case, there's just one. So this little card here, this panel, if you will, we have upload files to Google Drive, which in the last one, I had a different way to do it. I had like uploading through a form. This, I just have a link out to the Google Drive. It's kind of in flux. I mean, we're experimenting with different ways too there, but the point is that a quick link for them to upload files, if that's what you want, if you want to use Dropbox or whatever, just a way. This is like the hub for them. Like you want this to be the place that they go, right? And then download your legal documents. So if you want to, however you want to lay that out as well, these are all fields. So the meta fields of website are like client logo. This is the name of the field. This is the name of the post. This is a field that's just a text field that says domain. This is Google Drive link, which is just a text field with link. And then these are actual files like media, right? So you can upload those things. So once you onboard somebody, you're just uploading those files onto the portal, and then they're able to download them, if they just ever want to see them for their records. And again, you can play with this however you want. What you're looking at here is a listing grid from JetEngine. That would be like the whole thing. This one piece of it, this one block that you're staring at, is a listing item, and then it's populated with those fields. And then to get it to show up, you will have a custom query that is querying websites, and it's querying websites that are specifically related, like related items to the current user. So again, we can go deeper into that if you want, but that's the general high level of it. If you want to see a tutorial, let me know. But that's kind of the way that I set that up. Now, I will show you this down here as well. So projects, right? So with projects, there was a very interesting thing that I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? We're having this problem because we're getting all of this extra work, right? We're getting like ad hoc work, if you will. And there's no way other than like an email trail and just like invoices for the clients to know that we did all these things, right? It's like, hey, did we do something like 3 months ago with this page or whatever? And so I was like, well, let's make something for that. So what I've done now is I've related projects to orders, if you're following there. So projects are related to orders, and there is a project post type. Within that project post type, it has a name, it has an associated website as well. So the projects are related to websites and they're related to orders. And my actual process for this, when I get like a new, order to do some sort of development on a website or whatever of an existing client, is I create the project, I create the order, I create the product as well, because you have to do that in WooCommerce. Then I create the order, I charge the order, capture the charge and everything. Then I go over to the project and I create that project. So I have two little dummy projects here for you, just so that you kind of have an idea. But like you have the project name, you have the website that it's associated with, and you got to understand too, what you're looking at is just what one client sees. So they could have a ton of active projects, they have a ton of completed projects, they have a full record of everything, all the work that we've done for them. Also, this is just like the project portion associated with the website. They could always go into orders and subscriptions and see all the actual money pieces, but this is that project part, right? So they would have the associated order in there. I didn't do an order for this one, but it would have that. It has estimated completion date, and it has like the day that we said that we're going to complete it by. It even has this. I even threw this in here for you. It has the human readable form of that, like time difference, which is I believe it's called a callback in JetEngine. Very cool tool. And I even have it highlighted in red when it's past due, right? So, and then you have status. And again, this is the client view here, right? So they can't edit any of this stuff really. They can just see it. I'll show you the back end in a second, but that's they can just see it there. And then they can even see statement of work, which is a field in that project custom post type that says, hey, let's upload the statement of work there. So if they click view, a PDF will pop up and it's everything that we gave them. If it's a full write up and like a proposal that they kind of had to sign off on for an extra project or something like that. Really like that. Okay. So let's imagine that we're a client here. We're looking at this. We see our active projects. Okay. Some time goes by. We see that there's queued and in progress. If we go over to projects, this is the admin view. Okay. This is for me. This is for any other admins that we have. And this is how we manage our projects. Now, originally, I created these tables and everything like that, and restricted access to this page, and then I had managed projects here, and it would just take me to the back end, and I would play around with the posts in the WordPress dashboard. A cool thing that I did recently was that I have this table here, right? And this is built with JetEngine Table Builder. Really not a hard tool to use. I can make a tutorial on that if you'd like, but what we're seeing here is we're seeing like these two dummy ones here in the first two rows, right? So this is all of the active projects. That project that you were looking at before, or this back here, right? This query for this table is just the active projects for that current website, right? This one over here is all of the active projects for all of the websites, because we want to see that as an admin, right? This is literally like our project management, in a way. So, all that being said, we can see all the active projects here. We can also see all the completed projects in a different table. And let's say that we're working away, right? So we're working away on that new page. And then I recently did this here where we can just go, we can change this. This is all this actually is like a little form in here. This is a temp. This one's like a template. This one's just raw data. This one is a template with a little form in it. And then when you change it to like complete, let's say, and press update, then it updates that post dynamically. So like from the front end, right? This is the front end. We're not on the back end. And then if you go over here and you press reload, then now it's in the completed projects. So all of that is done dynamically because it's querying based off of that status meta field. It's only querying the ones that are, for this one as an example, only querying the projects that are related to that website. It's doing all that dynamically. I clicked one button and all of that changed. So if you're watching this and you're like completely, confused on custom post types and everything like that, we can make more content. There's a lot out there already. But that's the cool stuff you can do when you just start to learn this stuff and then, kind of have your imagination there, take it the rest of the way. So that is the part that is just awesome to me. I can have a full project management system in there as far as like just kind of what's going on from the client end. Again, it's not super robust on the back end, but there's ways to kind of integrate it that we could try to do as well. But this is definitely a good minimum viable product here, because then your clients know what's going on. They can see everything. They have everything from their one account here, and it's just awesome in my opinion. So cool. Let's move on to these last couple topics here that we're looking at. So a help center, again, with just Jet Search, and then these are just custom post types to kind of like as like a little knowledge base. So if you click on like, how do I cancel my website support plan, just giving them an idea on how to do those types of things if they want to do them themselves. Not a ton here because there's not like, obviously more features would warrant more things to do in the portal. It's not crazy yet, but it's something to do there. And then a contact us thing. This is actually something random that I would love to utilize more of. This or an actual like like a Zendesk solution, but I want to get out of email, and this would be a really cool way to steer clients into just like saying, hey, contact us if you want to, start a new project, or, for existing clients, obviously, or like a support request or whatever. That's something really cool. One thing I'm not going to jump in here and show you, but one thing that's really interesting is this website field here. This is generated dynamically. Okay. The options of that dropdown are generated dynamically based off of all that other querying that we did, which is something that I don't know if you can do other than in Jet Form Builder, because Jet Form Builder obviously is directly related to all the other Crockablock stuff, which is the query builder. So let me just try to paint you a picture. I apologize. I'm not going in there right now because I'd have to go and grab it or whatever. But if you want a full tutorial, let me know. I probably will make a full tutorial of that because there's a ton of reasons for that. But let me just explain it. Okay, high level again. We're trying to stay high level in this video, and it's already 25 minutes. Okay, real high level though. Your client is in here. You don't want them to type in. They could just type in the website, right? They could, or like if they have multiple websites, they could just kind of pick one or whatever. Like there's no way to pick one, right? You'd have to type it in, which is nice. It's fine, but it's not cool. So what's cool is when you can generate a dynamic list based off of the websites that are associated with the current user, and that is exactly what that query does. So if there was 3 websites associated with this user that's logged in, you would only see those 3 websites. If there was none, you would see none. If there's one, you would only see one in the dropdown, just like that. Okay, so that's really cool. And those types of little things are, again, the stuff that you can only do with like advanced querying and just knowledge of kind of how that all works, and really custom post types. If you're watching this and you are limited on your custom post type knowledge, start there, because that is like super fundamental and just unlocks so many different things. Okay, let's try to finish this up because my throat is getting dry. All right, so articles. This is again just like the kind of the custom post types for those. If we just click into one just so you can kind of see it, there's only like 2 meta fields, right? I mean, there's not even a meta field. There's like this, and then there is the text right here that I just used the content, like the actual, post content thing for, and then a walkthrough video, which I have not filmed any yet, but they could choose media there, and then I would make that show up in that template as well for that piece of it. Okay, agreements. I want to talk about this real quick because this is something that I'd like to maybe into version 3 of the portal, if you will. I want to get these agreements to be a little bit more if you ever had an email from like Netflix or whatever saying, hey, our terms and conditions have changed, check them out here, agree to them here, whatever, that would be really cool. And I would love to have one place that's like the official master service agreement or agreements for whatever. So all this is like, these are different, again, agreement custom post types. These are posts and that different agreements, post types. And then they all they have is really just the one field of, if you will, the just the content in there. And then on the front end, I've created a template, a single template for the agreements. And it just has like title, the last modified date, and then all of that information in here. It has like little, table of contents over here that goes to the headers, and then they can print it if they want. The reason of this, the idea here, long-term concept, because I haven't played with this yet, is this is where the agreements live. And when we change something, we notify our people and we show them the changes. That'd be really cool if we could like highlight the changes or whatever, but at least say like, hey, things have changed, go check it out if you want. Probably nobody's going to look at it, but the point is that you could see it. That'd be a cool way to do it. The other thing, this is bigger picture, like more important. When we onboard people onto this portal, we get a new client. We say, hey, you are, hey, thanks. Here's a proposal. We send them a proposal. They sign. We send them that via DocuSign. They sign off on that. I hate that. I'm like sending a DocuSign and then I am, and then I'm sending them like the portal stuff, or I'm logging them into the portal, and then they're getting on, and they have to make the order, or I create the order for them. They have to fill that out, and then they have a subscription. Like, I want it to all just be like one like nice fluid process. I think that'd be super professional. There is a piece of software called WP Approve or Approve WP e-signature. Just type that in, you'll find it. It's like one of the only WordPress plugins that you can create. You can have like a PDF. You can put a signature box in it, and then and do something like that. So if we can create something that's more elegant, we'll say, in a proposal, and then they sign the proposal, they sign like a statement of work, and then all that stuff gets filed, and we could put that all into this portal. That would be awesome. That would be something to really make a full tutorial about. But that's kind of where my thought process is on that. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because if you have that idea or you want to play around with that, that's something that I would love to see as well. Last one is like the policies. So there's just like a policies custom post type. You can click on any of the policies and you can go see them. And obviously there's just kind of the main ones there. And then if we click on like maybe cookie policy, there's nothing there right now. It's terms of service. This is just Termageddon. So there's a script. It is in the custom field that is like a text area. And then, again, it's just a template and it populates in there. So again, that's nothing super crazy there or groundbreaking, but just again, using custom post types to do different things to make your life a lot easier, and then try to get like, kind of use your imagination to kind of how to make your clients just like have a better experience kind of on the portal. Okay, so that was long, but the thesis of everything that I'm doing here is that, and to kind of recap everything, it's changed heavily. So if you saw the last one and you liked that one, I apologize. It's not like that anymore. There's no more LE custom skin. There's no more ACF. But I would argue that it's better. I'd argue the layout's better. The actual stack is better. I would highly recommend, if you are an Elementor Pro user and you're not thinking about moving, wink, wink, I'll tell you more, then I would highly recommend you look into JetEngine. I would tell you to look into JetEngine regardless if you're in Gutenberg, if you're in Elementor, or if you're in Bricks, because it integrates with all of those. There's just a lot there. Just take a look at Crockablock. I'll leave a link in the description, because I was able to do pretty much, like I said, everything. You notice how I said like 5 things I was using in the last one, and this one I was literally just saying Elementor and JetEngine. It's because it's that powerful. Elementor builds the stuff. JetEngine has all of the back end pieces, and it's just all in one. So I'm a big fan. If you guys have any questions, I will tell you my goal here is to continue to put out content like this. Kind of showing the overview, showing the technical background and everything like that, talking about the business side of everything as well, because it's all important to us as agency owners or just developers in general. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do more on this channel. If you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions on anything that you saw here or anything else like adjacent to this that you would like to see me create, I'm always looking for content ideas. So drop those in the comments, ping me directly. I'm more than happy to chat and to put out more content for you guys and start a conversation. So that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you appreciate this update video and liked everything there. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. With that, I will talk to you guys in the next one.